Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about. To my super chat, thank you so very much. I know you have other things to use your money on, but if you want to support my voice, that is greatly, greatly appreciated. So, this is the media in a nutshell. You look at, just type in Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell, I can't believe the Democrats did exactly the opposite of what they claim to want. They blocked a bill to help the average American. And, Nancy, don't ever invite Rand Paul to any of our functions again. Rand Paul is, let's put it this way. If there's a lightning storm, a thunderstorm, don't stand next to Rand Paul, okay? He's bad luck. All right, I don't want him anywhere near me or my constituents ever. And in fact, make sure Rand Paul gets to vote from a teleconference location, a satellite location. I just can't believe I'm in the same state as this man. The Hill. McConnell excoriates. This is The Hill. Okay? McConnell excoriates Democrats over stimulus demands. So they blocked the vote. Okay. Then Esquire, the same time today, no thinking person would give Steve Mnuchin a blank check. Like, what? What? Esquire is writing from a liberal vantage point. Maybe progressive vantage point, who cares? A left-leaning vantage point. And they're saying, don't give Mnuchin a blank check. And and Democrats just blocked a Senate bill because they wanted to spend more money, which actually would help Trump, would help the economy. The issue here is not whether Democrats are absolutely happy with the stimulus package. They have to pass the bill immediately. Now is not the time to negotiate and haggle. But you know what? It actually, if you're gonna increase unemployment benefits, it actually is that would benefit the country. So Democrats are playing a very fine. They're playing a balancing act. They're playing a balancing act. Every day is doom and gloom, and then they don't vote. Eric H526. Eric H526. Hi, Jay, everyone. Have a great week. Thank you, Eric H526. Orange Grove 55. Democrats have a vested interest in not getting checks to people. Checks don't help them in November. Exactly. They have a vested interest in stalling things. So the issue is Orange Grove 55. You got to wonder. Pooty Putin, hello. You got to wonder, Orange Grove 55, why the rhetoric never correlates with action. Why does the rhetoric from Democrats never correlate with their action? Like, for example, climate change. Oh my God, climate change. Well, can you do anything better than a resolution? So they passed a resolution simply so they can judge others and yell at the top of their lungs. Meanwhile, there's no climate change legislation that they are pushing that will prevent the world from collapse. You know, it's really great to be a Democrat. You have all the medical experts with what's going on now. The sky is falling. Then if you survive that, the world's going to end because of climate change. Then everybody's biased and horrible. It's a really good life. It's a really good life. What a great life Democrats have. The left is full of positive, hopeful, really hopeful message. So let's see. McConnell excoriates Democrats over stimulus demands. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell tore into Democrats Monday morning for the latest stimulus demands as more than 3 days of negotiations have failed to yield a deal. McConnell ticked off the items that he called Democratic wish lists. citing tax deductions to solar and wind energy companies. Have you heard of Solyndra? I just want to let you know something. Okay? You can take your solar and energy companies and stick them where the sun don't shine. Maybe you can find solar energy there. Workplace provisions sought by organized labor and new emission standards for airlines. What? New emission standards for airlines? What? And in other news, the Democrats have stalled a $10 trillion package because of the very rare but very important to the ecosystem blue-spotted amoeba. This is located in the upper west corner of Washington State. And the Democrats said we have to save the blue-spotted amoeba. We're all going to suffer for this amoeba that basically there's about 3 of them, and they can't even divide into 2 anymore. So there's just 3. And the Democrats are going to basically tank the economy for the blue-spotted amoeba. In other news, the world is ending. It's like they don't. What? What does that even mean? Yeah, McConnell ticked off the items on what he called citing tax deductions to solar and wind energy companies. They blocked it for the solar and wind energy companies. This is the best. This is the best thing I've ever read in my life. The best. They blocked it for the solar companies. I don't know. Does the sun defeat what we're facing now? Why don't we all get tanned like President Trump, and we'll have no problem? Okay. Oh my God, these people are. It's like talking to people who have been run over by a semi-truck and live to tell the story. I can't believe what I'm dealing with. If it's not the blue-spotted amoeba in northwest Washington, it's the tax deductions for solar and wind energy companies. Oh my God. That's hilarious. So, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. So, they... Are you kidding me? McConnell asked on the floor. This is the moment to debate new regulation that have nothing to do whatsoever with the crisis. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm finding this hilarious. That's what they're up to over there. Oh my God. They want this Democratic wish list citing tax deductions to solar and wind energy companies, workplace provisions by organized labor, and new emission standards for airlines. What? What does that even have to do with like what we're dealing with? Oh my God. Democrats won't let us fund hospitals or have small businesses unless they get the dust off the Green New Deal. Oh, my God. The Senate was in all weekend working on a huge stimulus bill to respond to the hit the economy is taking. The weekend talks did not result in a deal, and McConnell has sought to use failing markets on Monday morning to raise pressure on. Oh, they don't care. They're happy. Are you kidding? They're totally happy. Oh my God. Freedom Autopsy Report, thank you. Oh my God, that is nuts. This is Senator. Oh, here, tweeted Monday. This is a $2 trillion draft the Republicans wrote. Doesn't fix the problem. Spending 18 extra hours to get $2 trillion right is worth it. No. These are the same people. By the way, By the way, this is when they say, well, we don't have, states don't have enough ventilators, states don't have enough masks, states don't have. The governors of the states need to take care of their own states, and they should have, because they had this took place. This started in November. Okay, in China, December. January was the first case, around January in the United States, February, and the beginning of March. It's now the end of March. All these Democratic governors complaining. They did absolutely nothing. Where are their tweets? Where are their press conferences from February and January? How about they? How about focusing on what you do as a state? How about focusing on what you do as a state first? How about focusing on your state, the people of your state? If you're the governor of Illinois, you're the governor of New York, or the governor of California, where were you in January? So it's really interesting. It's really interesting. You look at Todd Rubel. Thanks, Liv. It's a good thing I didn't get it. Well, it's a very good thing. Goodness, Todd Rubel, yes. Start a nice family, Todd. Fantastic. Well, now you've proclaimed to the world that you want to start a family. It's fantastic. Yes. Yes. That's the thought of that is hurts. Okay. Not the medical procedure. Todd Rubel. Yes. Or the first humans after the apocalypse. Either one. Todd Rubel, yes. I'm in my office with the President's Secretary of the Treasury, the President's liaison, getting things done, he said, criticizing Schumer. I'm in the office with the President's Secretary of the Treasury, the President's liaison, getting things done. Yeah, you're not getting it. This is the thing. They can talk all they want, but it's like all right, let's see here. So, just let's reiterate. Tax deductions to solar and energy companies, workplace provisions sought by organized labor, and new emission standards for the airplanes. All right. That is so bizarre. That is just so bizarre. Then you have just, let's just read this. We have President Trump. Trump team fiercely debates how long restrictions should stay in place. President Trump knows what's going on. He knows that you cannot tank the entire economy under the guise of saving lives. You just can't do that. And he knows this is the big issue. So not only did Democrats block a bill that was much needed, and eventually in the next day or so, the bill will pass. Eventually, once Democrats, who knows what they want, but the issue here is the bigger issue is if you leave it up to these wonderful medical experts, we'll all be like, out on the streets, unable to pay rent, unable to, feed our families, get a source of income. So it's like, what are they? It's interesting. You get these people who are quote unquote experts. You get media talking about, oh my God, the worst is yet to come. What do you want to do as a country? Or what will you do as a country when everyone is out of work? Is that economic security is health? What will you do as a country when everyone's out of work? So here, a high-stakes debate is playing out among key figures in President Trump's orbit about how quickly to loosen restrictions. A number of people around Trump have pushed for prioritizing the economy and sending people back to work as quickly as possible. Exactly. Particularly in less afflicted areas. But Trump's own public health officials and some of his allies in Capitol Hill have warned risking higher rates. People are going to get... It's unbelievable. This did not happen under President Obama, who had a lot of people, 12,400 plus people lost their lives in 2009, 2010 from the issues that the crisis that President Obama faced, which was similar to this one. Okay? Sources close to the Trump administration described a split in the larger Trump world where some people around the president believe the federal government should ease recommendations on social Yeah, they should. They should. You look at what President Trump is doing, and it's like you have to understand President Trump. He is in a situation right now where there are 320 million people. There are 320 million Americans. 320 million Americans. We cannot relegate 320 million Americans to homelessness. We just can't do that. We just can't do that. Okay. So, yeah, you don't know. The Green New Deal has nothing to do with what we're talking about now. Nothing. No wonder Democrats lost Democrats will not only lose 2016, they'll lose 2020. You cannot hold up a stimulus package because you're worried about the Green New Deal or you're worried about airplane emissions. Doesn't work that way. Okay. You can go ahead and craft a bill in Congress if you're the House. So the Democrats are very sneaky. They talk a big game, but they don't pass any Medicare for all. They don't pass Medicare for all legislation. See, they have the House right now. See, this is very simple. They have the House. They can pass any bill they want. They can pass any bill they want, curbing airline emissions, enacting Green New Deal legislation. They passed a resolution that they didn't even vote on in the Senate. They passed a resolution. A resolution is non-binding. There's no legislation. It's just a public relations ploy. They passed a resolution. That's it. And instead of passing legislation, you can pass legislation, laws. Instead of doing that, they're like, oh, we're just going to try to, add in some of the things we want within this stimulus package. Like, no, you're not going to do that. Why are you not going to do that? Because this has nothing to do with this. This stimulus package isn't a chance for Democrats to get their wish list within a law. Or no, this isn't a chance for Democrats to bypass actually passing a bill just so they can sneak in Green New Deal, demands. So, if they wanted to pass legislation or a bill that that restricts airline emissions or curbs airline emissions, that's on them to do that on their own time, not now. So, and then President Trump, this is one of the great things about President Trump. You better believe he's a businessman. He knows that at the end of the day, you cannot deliberately cause a recession under the guise of you're not going to save people's lives by making them poor. That's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. If anything, poverty leads to health issues, or exacerbates health issues. When people say, well, everybody on the left, the Medicare for all crowd, it's like, well, they don't have access to this. No, they don't have the money for it. That's the issue. People don't have the money for their health care. Unfortunately, that's the issue. And if you are tanking the economy, making things worse, shutting down businesses, forcing layoffs, forcing people to get fired, forcing businesses to go under, you're not helping anyone. And furthermore, nobody was going, this is what I don't understand. This is what I never understood about California and New York, even though I know exactly they're trying to tank Trump's re-election chances, because they're both political machines. But Trump writes, we cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself. At the end of the 15th day, we'll make a decision to which way we want to go. Okay, so that's good. That would be like what? Around, the beginning of April. But President Trump wants to open up businesses again. You got to open up businesses again. You have to do that. You have to do that. You cannot shut down the economy. And furthermore, the projections, I'm not going to get into them. The projections make no sense. They don't make any sense at all. You're talking about 320 million Americans and 1.4 billion people in China. 1.4 billion people. Okay? And they've had everything under control now for the past several days. So, no new cases. Drop in new cases. There's actually a drop in new cases. So, it's unbelievable. It's like they would they didn't shut down their entire economy. Okay? They didn't shut down their entire economy. And it's like if this is just US news and US news here, China sees drop in new cases. A drop. Okay? So, tell me how, you have this doom and gloom. You have these projections. Well, if this doesn't happen, then this amount of lives are at risk. It's like, no, China has 1.4 billion people, and they see a drop now in cases. Okay. So we should then tank our economy. They didn't tank theirs. They didn't tank theirs. I don't understand the you get people who have never been in front of a camera before, or finally they're getting like, if you are really into something, then you're like, for example, these medical experts, they don't really care about the economy. So their whole thing is, shut everything down. This is the only way. It's like, oh my God. Hi-Fi trucker. As a response, Trump should mandate E-Verify for all. Show that he really cares for American workers. Hi-Fi trucker, thank you. Hi-Fi trucker, and thank you for shipping the freight and for doing everything you're doing. Hi-Fi trucker. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's China sees a drop. Hi-Fi trucker, thank you. So you have a situation where none of these projections make any sense at all. None of these projections make any sense. You have people who are like, they're dentists, okay? Like, like if a person is really, like, dentists are really into teeth. And these medical experts that are, pumping doom and gloom into the airwaves every day, they're really into I'm trying to speak in an algorithmically friendly manner. That's why. So they're really into the issues that they're into. But like, there are some dentists out there that I just think that they take things to the extreme. Or they're not just dentists. Like, I won't. Let's see. How do I explain this? There are certain doctors that in order to fix a problem, they come up with their creative strategies, and it's like, no, that is a greater risk, and that is worse than the actual problem, much worse. You can never let the cure be worse than the actual issue or problem or dilemma. You don't. If you have a headache, you don't bang your head with a hammer. It makes no sense at all. The media is looking at this as, okay, how can we sell the airtime, the papers, the people just watching, the eyeballs on the internet? How can we sensationalize everything and also hurt Trump, because that's really what we're here for. And Democrats, they think they're benefiting politically from this, but look what happened to their primary. Matthew Rosenfeld, thank you. A lot of light will come from all of this darkness. Exactly. Matthew, thank you. Thank you, Matthew Rosenfeld. Thank you, Matthew. Yeah. You look at the way that media and Democrats have responded. They just want things to tank. And their mentality is, well, we just have to make sure that there are no new cases. It's like, well, you didn't do this with President Obama, number one. Number two, there are going to be more problems, worse problems. Because when you don't allow people to work, you shut down society. There are other issues in society that are also life-threatening, aside from this. There are other ways people can lose their lives in society that are being exacerbated because of all of this. Okay, if you spend a lot of money buying medication that's expensive, or you have an expensive health insurance plan, or you're still paying medical bills. So you're paying medical bills now for something that took place like 6 months ago. Do Democrats want to shut down the economy to make it easier for you to pay your medical bills? How does that work? How does that work? How does that work? You have a situation where hello, no one used to watch the news. Now ratings. Exactly. The ratings, they're doing a lot of this. Mark Twain said, if you read the news, no. If you don't read the news, you're uninformed. If you read the news, you're misinformed. If you read the news, you're misinformed. That's Mark Twain. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do, you're misinformed. Mark Twain was the man. He was awesome. But you look and it's like you're only getting a snippet of the truth. You're not really getting the truth. Like, yes, this is an issue. But when you sensationalize a serious issue and make it something it's not, then you're actually being fed a whole bunch of deceitful nonsense. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that you see here. Okay, so Senate. Let's see. Senate again blocks key vote on $2 trillion package. $2 trillion. $2 trillion. And the interesting thing, the hilarious thing is that Democrats think the 2 trillion people. I mean, the 2 trillion, 1.4 billion in China, 60 million in Italy, 320 million in the United States. You look at the aggregate numbers, the people who've perished compared to, which is horrible, but around 30,000 lose their lives in traffic accidents. Are you going to shut down the roads? You can do a lot of things to prevent people's to save people's lives. You could ban alcohol again. How many people lose their lives from drunk drivers? There's a lot of things you could do if you want to play this morality game. But in society, you cannot tank the entire economy so that people can't afford medication. It's like the people running things are not experts. They only know. You ask people, the way media works is they ask people to reinforce their existing agenda or, narrative. Where are the medical experts saying, yeah, if you tank the economy, that's going to be worse for people's health? Where are the people doing? Where are the people there? So it's really unbelievable. But yeah, more people lost their lives during President Obama's crisis in 2009. So like, I'm trying to just be algorithmically friendly, but you just here, Senator Collins unloads on down here. Senator Collins, that's interesting. And we don't have another minute to delay acting. An impassioned Senator Susan Collins. Why? You're their best friend. What's the problem? Torrent to Senate Democrats on Monday for lacking urgency ahead of another attempt to pass a stimulus package to boost the economy, stating bluntly, we don't have another minute to delay acting. I cannot believe that the answer to this crisis, as we move to address the economic consequences that are so severe for the people of this country, that the answer from our friends on the other side of the aisle is delay, 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 no sense of urgency, no hurry. Well, of course they don't want this to end. They are loving every minute, just like they loved Trump Russia. They don't want any of this to end. So it's pretty unbelievable. It's pretty unbelievable when you look at what they think, like the way Democrats play these political games. They don't realize that they're hurting themselves. They don't realize that they're hurting themselves. And they would be happy being shut in. They want to stay in their apartments and their homes forever. Because why don't you just well, I don't want that because I live in California. But if Democrats are serious, every governor, every state that's run by a Democratic governor, just go ahead and force people to stay in their homes for about 2 years. That'll stop the spread for sure. Why? Don't you want to save people's lives? Well, obviously, there's a certain point where you say it's absurd. Where is the point where people say, okay, this is absurd. This is ridiculous. You cannot do this. And also there's if you want to save people's lives, then you tell the most vulnerable people to take care of themselves. Don't take risks. What happened to personal responsibility? You tell the most vulnerable people, look, we care about you. We love you. Don't take risks. And then you get the person could give it to him. It's like that could happen with anything. A skin ailment. That could happen with anything. But they're taking it out of control. They're taking the cure cannot be worse than what we're trying to solve. So, Mitch McConnell's up. I can't believe what's going on. Mitch McConnell's is up. You notice also they're focused on the stock market. They're focused on the stock market. But they weren't focused on the stock market when it was going up. They weren't focused on the stock market when things were going up. Isn't that interesting, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't it interesting how when things are doing well, it's President Obama's economy and the stock market isn't a good indicator. When things are going bad, it's all Trump's fault, and look at the market, and everything's tanking, and it's now, the market's gone down 10,000 points in 1 month. Oh my God. It's like, well, if it went down that fast, don't you think it'll go up that fast? If there's no fundamental economic reason for this, stocks weren't overvalued, there isn't a housing bubble or a real estate bubble or a credit bubble or tech bubble or something that needed to pop, or, what was the reason for the sell-off? Oh, that's right. 24/7 dystopian media coverage. Oh, that's right. Okay. You already have Wall Street traders that are like hypersensitive on any news story. And this is every day, every hour, every minute, every second negative news stories. And then when the rebound takes place, they'll say, you know what, it really wasn't Trump. This is the natural course of events. You know, markets tend to rebound anyway. It's not Trump's fault. It's not Trump. He didn't do it. It's like November. People, think of November. Think of the election. Thank you, Brenda. Think of the election. Think of the election. November is going to be absolutely amazing. I mean, absolutely amazing. Really, really, absolutely amazing. Because you're gonna look at ladies and gentlemen, a rebound of epic proportions. Like an amazing rebound, people. And when it happens, it's like when it happens, you're looking at a situation where Democrats won't know what to do. By the way, you see Andrew Cuomo? Yeah. Every single thing you see with the Democratic Party is to just pave the way for Clinton. So now Cuomo might run for president, they're saying. And now everyone's running. At the end of the day, Hillary Clinton is just, because, you know, she's kind of waiting this out. Because they certainly don't want Biden anywhere near everything. And then Bernie's just doing these fundraisers just to, like, you know, who knows why. And you have a situation. Oh my God, 6 hours ago. She's tweeting every hour. Here we go again from Hillary Clinton. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. She's going after Trump. It's just unbelievable. Oh, and then she's bringing up FDR in the face of the crisis. FDR had the New Deal to help suffering, but now, real Don, you and your fellow Republicans are pushing the self deal. See the difference? What? What does that even mean? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Clinton is going to be nominee. Oh my God. Here, now we're just going to go into Clinton nominee mode for a couple minutes. Not only will Clinton be nominee, but just like you saw everybody, like the world changed within a week. The entire paradigm, everyone went from living a normal life in beginning of like, it started about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, everyone went from living a normal life and something going on, but to, You then count a week from then, and it was normal to just live a certain way. The Democrats will go from, we have a fake primary, which is a complete theatrical performance, to now Hillary Clinton, we're doing it again, and you better be on board, and no one is going to bat an eye. And I will have made the biggest political prediction of all time. And when it happens, let everyone know. If you're still on social media, I suggest you get off social media. I'm off social media. I won't even go on Twitter to gloat. But when Clinton becomes nominee again, tell everyone you know H.A. Goodman told you. And tell everyone to subscribe to my other channel also, H.A. Goodman's other channel. But Clinton is back again. She's now tweeted 2 times in the past 2 hours. She retweeted something the other day. She's just 3 times today she's tweeted. Every day she's on top of Trump. Every day on top of Trump. Every day, every single day. Okay. So, every single day. Valerie Rogers, St. Hillary to the rescue. Here again, should stay. Matthew, thank you. I'm reading. First of all, you got to understand also, everybody, Clinton's running in 2024. This is a situation which is fantastic. It's fantastic. Because for the longest time, people are like, oh, you focus too much. For oh, you focus too much on the Clinton. Are you kidding? I love them. Oh my God, now I love Hillary Clinton. You have no idea. Well, I'm voting for Trump. But I love Clinton because both of them, Bill and Hillary, mainly Hillary, validate everything that I've ever said about the left. It's fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. To my super chat, thank you so much. I will be back, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back at around 5 p.m. Pacific, people. So, I'll be back at around 5 p.m. Pacific, everybody. So, be here at around 5 p.m. Pacific. Have a fantastic and blessed day, everybody. Thank you. To my super chat, thank you so much. And be here at around 5 p.m., people. Have a great day. They held up the vote. Democrats blocked the vote because they want to reduce airline emissions. That is hilarious. Give me your thoughts below. I'll see you around 5 p.m. Pacific time today. Thanks, everybody.